Hello everyone, bringing a video today looking at a pair of Plimsolls. These are British Army issue Plimsolls. They of course form part of the Army's PT kit. The pair we're going to look at were manufactured in 1970. Now, PT kit is not something I've covered on the channel previously. It's something I plan to cover in a bit more detail going forward at some point. I can't exactly work out when, but I will do at some point. I thought as a starting point we'd have a look at this pair of mid-Cold War era British Army issue Plimsolls. So here they are. As I say, not a topic often covered or perhaps overlooked. PT kit and so forth, kit that was more commonly worn in barracks is generally, I think, of less interest to people than that worn in the field, but it's nevertheless interesting and part of the Army's issued kit. Obviously it's therefore interesting to have a look at and collect if possible. So these are a fairly standard pair of Plimsolls you might expect to see around the time that they were introduced, which I believe is around 1970 or the late 1960s. I'd actually be interested to know further details of that if anyone can advise, because I don't have clear dates of introduction and when these went out of service. I believe they were in use until at least the late 1980s. So black canvas uppers, as you can see, is typical for this style of Plimsoll. They've never been issued, hence the laces just being tied through one eyelet at the bottom there, as you can see. Textured rubber toe cap there, so it has this diamond texturing to it, and then around the sole at the front here we have a ribbed section, which is typical for this style of Plimsoll or pumps. The bottom of the sole is made in this sort of caramel coloured rubber rather than black, and obviously if you were wearing these in a gymnasium setting you don't want to be marking the floor if possible, and obviously having the lighter coloured rubber on the sole helps with that. There is a marking here, made in England, stamped into the rubber, as you can see, and these are manufactured by Barter, and you can see that at the back here. We have the manufacturer's stamp in the distinctive Barter typeface there, 1970 being the date of manufacture and size 9. Barter, of course, being a very large shoe manufacturer with factories all over the world, these particular examples made in the UK. We look inside, there is another stamp just in the side there. You can see the construction here inside, with these being unlaced. It's quite good. Open them up and have a proper look at the interior of them. So fairly typical Plimsolls you'd see at the time, very similar to those that were available on the civilian market and used in other settings, schools and so forth. Do have a set of eyelets, ventilation or drainage eyelets round on the side here, just where the rubber stops there on the sole, as you can see. And you do have those on the other one here as well, of course, a mirror image of each other. So part of the Army's PT kit during the middle to latter years of the Cold War. I do plan to make a video at some point in the future going into PT kit in a bit more detail. I'm not sure exactly when that will come out, but I would certainly like to. And obviously these will feature again in that. But I wanted to make a short video here just looking at them in some detail. Hopefully someone out there will be able to help with the dates. And as I say, an often overlooked piece of kit is sort of PT kit and other bits of clothing and equipment which were primarily used in barrack settings. So I thought it would be interesting to have a look at these. And as I say, quite a nice unissued pair of these. Size 9 isn't my size, but I'm planning to keep these in their sort of unissued condition, trying to keep them clean and obviously not wear them. I might try and find another pair for wearing at some point in the future. But anyway, that's a look at these British Army Plimsolls. So just a short video looking at these, not a huge amount of detail to look at here, but as I say, hopefully this will be the start of a few videos at some point in the future looking at different bits of British Army PT kit. I do hope you found it interesting. If you have and you'd like to see more from the channel, please do consider subscribing if you haven't already. And whether you're newly subscribing or you previously subscribed, please do make sure you hit the little bell, the notification button down below. That will of course alert you when I upload future videos. If you really like my uploads and you would like to support the channel, you can. Both Patreon and PayPal are linked down below. And as I always say, thank you very much indeed to everybody who supports the channel using those two methods. Greatly appreciated, as I always say. Thank you all very much indeed. If you'd like to follow the channel on social media, you can. Facebook, Instagram and Twitter are all linked down below. And if you'd like to get in touch but you don't really use social media, there is of course an email address down there as well. That's everything for this video. So until next time, bye for now.